Hello. So today we're going to talk about something that sometimes it comes up to our chats, and people wonder what is Warhammer and what is grimdark. So grimdark is there are many references. You can check YouTube's videos. You can check uh, Wikipedia and so on, Reddit and so on, and each one has a different opinion on what grimdark is. Uh, some some people say that probably the first one that did it was Glenn Cook. We've got George Martin, of course, Joe Abercrombie, Paul Kearney, or Mark Lawrence. Got also today's there are a couple of others like Hannah Smith Spark, and there are other authors out there doing some nowadays considered grimdark. But what is for me grimdark? Well, having read a couple of these authors, I can say that they don't deal with grimdark as I intended, or intended in my mind. I mean, not that I own the phrase. So let's go back a bit. Grimdark is a term that was created for 40k universe. Okay, so Warhammer 40k, and it means something in the lines of no hope. There is no hope. Okay, and then the genre progresses a bit. You've got books, some of these that I mentioned, that the characters are evil, or the characters are anti-heroes, or the characters are just doing for themselves and so on. And I don't think that's really what grimdark is about. Let me explain. You've got here two novels that I believe are the most efficient that says what grimdark here is. One is Dead Man Walking by Steve Lyons. The other is Gay Alley, The Last Days of Hector. Okay, these two novels are a bit similar, and at times they are different. One is told in perspective of Space Marines and Eldar, and the other one is in the form of Imperial Guard. So both are grimdark for me. And why? Since the beginning of the book, that you know there is no hope. There is nothing that makes you fight and you think, okay, I have a chance to win. In these two books, there is no chance. No characters here have any chance at all to win. They know that they can't win. And so the feeling is grim. It's bearing on you, telling you, okay, when this is going to end, and you feel hope because it's embedded in you to feel hope even in the worst situations. But as you read, you know there is no hope, and it's a controversial, very problematic feeling in your mind. I mean, and this is one not as much, but this one you also have two characters here, two fake factions. One is that Corps of Greek. They are basically World War One fighters. They are bred in vats. They have no feelings, or their parents have no feelings, and they live to fight for the emperor, to live for the imperium, to atone something that happened 500 years ago in the Civil War. So they live to atone. Basically, just that. They live to die. Basically that. Only that. And in their minds, there are no hope. Okay? Only death brings some kind of salvation, if you wish, and there is no hope. Basically, is that it? Just sorry. Okay. This is the main goal, and then the other one is Necrons, which is, well, a faction that have no heart and have no feeling, and the only goal is to feed on the beings. It's like Tyranids, but mechanical. They have feelings, but they have, well, no regard for human life. So this is very interesting because you see the title Dead Man Walking. You don't understand better if they are talking about the Necrons, which are basically zombies, kind of Terminator stuff, or the Dead Corpse of Greek, which is they are likely dead men walking. So this is a very interesting title. But Warhammer was more than that. Okay, so basically what you have here is the example of what to me is grimdark. In our society, there are some bad stuff. Stuff happens. People that are thrown out of their house, they raped, they are, if any kind of stuff. But these are dark moments, and they are very bad, and in your mind it's evil. But grim dark situation, it's a continuous state of dread, of, of darkness. For example, I believe the most perfect situation you can see this is in World War One. World War Two was a very fast-paced war. Armies went one way and the other, they fight, they killed, they move away, and so on. Besides a couple of Stalingrad, for example, or other siege, most of the war was very fast. The World War One, with the trenches, where, for example, in Verdun or other places, that people died. 1 million people died in the space of a year for a couple of kilometers of land. They fight, they kill one day, they were turned back, then the other attacked, and so on. For me, that's grimdark. Those soldiers felt grim. They felt despair. They felt something akin to no hope. They knew they were going to die. They don't just knew when, but they are going to die. And the mustard gas, everything was grim. It's beyond evil for me. Okay, it's not evil. It's not even evil, because they are not evil person. The people who fought, they were just grim. Maybe the death camps of Russia, of Germany, and so on. Those also can intend as grim dark. Like people being there, they knew they were going to die. They didn't know when, but they knew. I believe those are the terms. But yeah, so that's my take on grimdark. In terms of Warhammer, you've got those tales of grimdark. Okay, as I said before, you've got tales of, for example, Kakarodom's Rat Tide are space marines, so fighting for the good guys, the Imperial Guard, the ones that you identify. You may identify as Daltar, but whatever. I mean, the Imperium is we as a species. But interesting is that they almost transcend. So where is they transcend the terms of doing evil for good, so they do awful things for goodness, or at least for their goodness, for goodness of the Imperium. Is that justifiable? Yeah, read the book and find out. You've got Witch Hunter, for example, or Brunner. They are anti-heroes. They will do evil things for the greater good. Okay, this one, for example, you do this for they will do evil things that we think are evil things, but for the greater good. How far can you go for the greater good? You've got books like, for example, this one, Storm of Iron, where they are not even good guys; they are just bad. So, who do you root for? You've got funny stuff. Well, kind of funny. Examples, series or Gotreks, or they are not funny per se. They have some funny elements within the story. This one is as well. They have some funny elements within the story, but they are not funny per se. Okay, but you know what I mean here. You've got, this one was one of the most impactful books in my mind, Demon's Curse. They are 5-book series of Talus Malus Darkblade, which is a Dark Eldar. And in this book, there are no good characters. And when I mean good, you think that you read Joe Abercrombie or Mark Lawrence and they are bad. No, they are not bad. These guys are this guy is bad. He's evil. There is no redeeming quality at all. Never. He kills his own father for power. You've got, for example, books that are shown in the perspective of vampires, kind of dark, but with good, not good, but redeeming qualities. Some redeeming qualities. Very good series. Steven Saville's Van Kuysten series. There are 3 books, each one with a different character. You've got Demon World. Demon World is told in a demon world, which is evil beyond evil. It's beyond our comprehension of evil. It's so absurd. And it's an amazing book because there are no good characters at all here as well. You kind of root for some, but there are no redeeming. It's brilliant how they did this, and these books are written in 2001, 2002, and so on. This one was written in 2003. Joe Abercrombie, for example, is way later. Mark Lawrence as well. And people think, but Joe R. Martin is grimdark. Why? There are good characters there. There are a good ending, or can be good endings. There are some dark elements, of course. I'm not saying that, but that's not here. And Joe Abercrombie is more anti-heroes. Some evil characters, of course, but there are some good elements. Pounds of Chaos by Brian Craig or Brian Stableford. It's a book about a world that is, people live there. They serve chaos and they use chaos, and it's a philosophical world. There is some wars, but not that many, and it's a philosophical world about chaos, what it means to be chaos, what it means to be good or bad. It's very interesting. This is one of the most interesting books I read. Then there are a couple of books, and I'm reading one about evil characters. The Palace of Plague Lord, The Blood for the Blood God, Sigvald. These are evil characters. You don't know who to root for, and that's interesting. That's grim for me. At least more grim. Then there is this one, which is probably one of the most interesting character development I've seen, which is Riders of the Death. Basically, they are fighting, and one Imperial, which is a good character, is thrown into chaos. They are basically, how do you say, not recruited, but they are taken by the chaos, and the one chaos are taken by the Imperial, and they, as the book progresses, they change and they switch sides, and so the chaos side is very interesting to see what people think about chaos and how it changes the people's perception of stuff. And it's very good to see this character of these two characters change their sides because they are kidnapped or taken, but they change. It's one of the best books in terms of character development. I really loved it, and it's very, very well done. It's not okay one day they change. No, it's you get to see the change and why they change and how they change, the actions that made them change. And then you've got again another grimdark tale for me, my Mitchell Scanlan, 15 Hours. These 15 hours is the time life of a person in this world. They are recruited for home, never to be seen again. They will never return. They go there to fight, and they die. And it's grim. but at least in the end, here is a couple of two chapters, but yeah, two chapters that, although they know they will die, and they fight for, and they fight for the Imperium, they fight for, they know, we know why they fight. There is like a redeeming hopefulness in the grand scheme of things, and sometimes you have to do stuff that's not inherently good to live, to win. It's so good. This book is very good. It's one I read this 3 or 4 times now, and yeah, this is Warhammer. In most of the novels, some are more generic, go there, fight stuff, but others are very good, and some people will take, okay, this is a franchise, so it doesn't matter. No, this is not Forgotten Realms or Dragonlance, which is always the same stuff over and over. No, here is different. It's, I don't know. I've been in love with this world, with this series, with these worlds, not worlds, but worlds, for over 30 years. I've been reading for 20 something years, and I enjoy them a lot because of this. They brought something to the world that I knew, that I wanted. I love, nothing here. I love Lord of the Rings. It's over there, you can see it. I love Lord of the Rings. It's, you know, there is all throughout the book is hope, 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 hope is the most important. You know they win. They know, you know that they will win because hope and friendship and love. But then there are the other side, and in the 80s you had generic good stories told by good protagonists with no flaws, and you couldn't identify with them. It's like Superman. And then Batman arrived, or other characters arrived, anti-heroes, and then Warhammer brought even to that a different notch, like evil is the main character now. Now what? And it's very interesting to see. Most people probably will not enjoy most of these books because of these themes, like no hope, and people want to feel hope. That's why they read fiction sometimes, but other people really enjoy it, and that's why we have like a really good ongoing fandom. That's why they have been making books for 25 years now, probably more, 1997, 98, so probably more, and they will keep reading, they will keep publishing books. Some authors are better than others, without any doubt, because they knew the world, and now the world changed, the politics changed, and now the writers change, but there are some still that write good, interesting stuff. But yeah, I have all of them. I have not read all of them, of course. I read like the fifth of them, but I'm slowly getting there. And that's it from me. Grimdark, Warhammer. Hope you enjoyed this. It's a brief. If you have any question or queries, please let me know. If you want, like, I can make a couple of videos about this, about some books or something like that. Yeah, can do it. Thank you.